Hey everyone, I'm Rachel,
And I'm Jen, and welcome to Devilish Bookworms, the podcast.
where we read and review books and release episodes every Tuesday.
This week, we have Courting the Consequences by M.E. Thornwood.
Yay!
Now, just a note beforehand, this is book one of the Ravager Knight series. The life of Kara Carmichael may seem privileged and fortunate to some. Besides, isn't that the illusion a high-powered lawyer would want to project to their clients? For Kara, image, order, and results mean everything. That is, until her life is turned upside down by a local motorcycle club. Johnny, Kevin, and Derrick are used to sharing every aspect of their life with each other, from their days in the military to positions in the Ravager Knights MC. When their club president finds himself in a bit of trouble, can the beautiful blonde lawyer help them out of a jam? Or will their feelings for each other and their personal connection to the case jeopardize everything? So, Rachel, what did you think of this book?
This book was a um it's a dark romance MC, like motorcycle club book. And it's also a why choose. Um and I'm not into either of those things. So it wasn't exactly my flavor, but
Hmm?
it was pretty good. If you are looking for, an MC kind of book who has main male characters that are tattooed and brooding and um I don't know, motorcycly, then this is totally the book for you.
So, what I'm hearing is, oh, Jen, you'll like this book.
I knew that you were going to love this book. You are really into the RHs these days. Why choose is your jam?
I don't understand why that's become my jam lately, but yes, it has. Because why choose between three delicious men when you can have all three?
You know what's funny is I was talking to my sister-in-law and we were talking about books and reading and stuff and how certain things, certain books or certain genres or whatever can really tell you a whole lot about yourself.
Mm, I'll have to agree. So, listen, this I'm just gonna set this record straight. I don't mind reading about it, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna partake in it.
I mean, I
That's
feel
not
like
my
that goes
jam.
without saying.
Okay, because I was gonna say that that's not my jam to partake in, but reading about it, I'm all for it. Um, but
I actually am really big on like not because reading and like the world of the things that you might be interested in reading is 100% different from things that you would want your life to be outside, right? So it's really frustrating and annoying when people are like, ew, you like that? And it's like, ew, your face, first of all.
yeah, don't get me wrong. There are certain aspects of reading that I wouldn't mind taking into consideration in real life, but but not everything I read, because trust me, I read a lot of dark shit. And I'm not okay with some of it. So, like, okay, I'm gonna touch on this real quick. Satan's Affair, the whole her rubbing up against dead body, no thank you. Mm-mm. Nope.
Oh, I was going to
Nope.
ask. I was actually wondering, or literally earlier today, I was thinking about the fact that like I am not a who's the author of that? HD
Oh,
Carlton. I'm not an
yeah.
HD Carlton person.
Mhm. Yep.
Um and but like so Jen is. And I was thinking about because I was talking to someone, we struck up a random conversation in the middle of the Barnes and Noble, and she was like, it's really unfortunate like that was your first introduction to HD Carlton was Satan's Affair because it's
Yeah.
so different. Like not
Well,
different, but it's
it's a
harsher.
lot darker. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot darker.
Yeah.
Um, Because I mean, Haunting Adeline, yeah, it was dark, but I mean, I think you would actually more okay with that book than Satan's Affair for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I know there's not triggers, but there's things that you don't want in a book, and there are a couple of parts in that book, so I think that might put you off, but at the same time, I think it's definitely better than Satan's Affair for your sake.
Mm-hmm.
But I still want to go through a couple of her other books before I say like, no, read this one instead.
I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. You know what I mean? Like that's why I never like I don't want to say that a book is awful. It just wasn't for me. Like this book, it's totally what you would think of in a why choose MC romance. Like it's
Mhm.
if you think that you know what this book is about, it's that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like she's like this put together female, and ooh, that touches on another thing that I will get to in a moment. She's a put together woman, right? And then she stumbles into this biker bar, whatever, like, and then all of a sudden these bikers are there, and then oh no, something happens and she's in trouble and they're in trouble and they all need to help each other, and all of a sudden all of their walls are coming down. It's exactly what you think it is, but it's not bad. It's just, if that's what you're looking for, then this is 100% the book for you because, you know.
So I thought I please don't come for me when I say this because I'm going to explain. I thought this was going to be like one of those porno books where it's like, oh no, the chick is stuck in the dryer. Let me just fuck her while she's stuck in here. So
Okay. Why would I come
it,
for you for that?
I meant the author. Don't come for me for that.
Oh.
Um, but literally while I was reading this and she started bringing an actual plot into it, I was like, oh, okay, I'm a little bit better with this, that there's a somewhat storyline. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of just, hey, I'm stuck in the dryer moments, but at the same time, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And again, no disrespect with that. Like I said, it was a lot better than I was anticipating. And I can't wait to read the second book. I'm not gonna lie.
Gotcha. So you were expecting something different and were pleasantly surprised when it was something else.
Well, I thought it was just gonna be very monotonous, like they fucked here, they fucked there, they did this there, they did, you know, uh,
Yeah.
like I said, don't get me wrong, that's what it was, but at the same time, there was at least more to it than just that. It wasn't just
Hmm.
pure smut. It was, but it
Yeah.
wasn't.
Okay. So yeah, I mean the way the book starts out is there's a woman named Kara Carmichael. She is a lawyer, but she's also the um what is it called? Like the managing partner. She's in charge of this huge law firm that her father started, and through a series of events strikes up a friendship relationship whatever with a couple of gentlemen, and um yeah, I mean, I don't
Well,
know where I was going with that.
so she started with one guy. Okay. She started with Kevin and it became like a little cute little boyfriend girlfriend situation, and he was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I share with my brothers." And I was like, "Wait, excuse me. Did he just
Yeah,
say
I mean that's
that?"
usually how the RHs or like the white chooses
Yeah,
go.
of course. And but at first I wasn't expecting it, and then all of a sudden I was like fully immersed in it because I really didn't read what this book was about. I
Hmm.
just kind of jumped in. So I'm reading and I'm like, oh, okay, so they're gonna share her. Oh yeah, oh, okay. So, but I think it was like cute how they started out where it was just her and Kevin, and he was like super sweet and
Just
adorable.
Kevin.
Just Kevin.
Just Kevin.
So you had made a comment about her being a well put together, rich looking lawyer,
Hmm.
which she very much was at the office when she was working.
Hmm.
But we find out later on in the book, when she goes to meet these guys, that she actually is covered in tattoos. And I have to say that I absolutely love the fact that she gave us such a visual details of it, like how it was all black and red and roses and just like full sleeve tattoos with like believe in this or fuck you or whatever it was on the back of her elbow. But I love the fact that she was able to give me that visualization of her because at first I was like, okay, so she's just this prissy lawyer, and then finally they she gave me something a little more to her, which I don't know, I dug it.
This book is obviously like, you know, fantasies kind of thing, but the author was actually really good at writing the story in terms of like the tone when we're in different people's heads, being able to differentiate, you know, the
Mm-hmm.
tone of the characters, the way that she described the characters, setting, all of the things. Um,
Yeah.
I actually really dug it.
Oh yeah, because she constantly was giving like great attention to detail.
I actually loved, for it being an MC book, I loved the um different kind of references to
Okay.
that type of life. Let's see. So like they called cars cages, and one of the characters referenced riding bitch on a bike. You know what I mean? And like that means if you know, sitting in the seat behind the person driving, or you know, in
Hmm.
the front, the person whose bike it is. Um I also loved how many times the author mentions that you have to wear pants and boots on a bike, because I don't, here's the thing. It's like I don't read MC books because um I don't know, like you kind of read things to see from different points of view, right? Like you read things. I like reading things from perspectives that I might not have or whatever. And growing up around people who have a lot of bikes, you know that you don't wear pants and you don't wear you don't wear shorts and you don't wear like flip-flops on a bike. You have to wear things that protect you, not only because of the fact that the pipes are hot, but what if you lay the bike down? You know what I mean? Like you're going to be you're going to cheese grate your skin on that freaking concrete. And you see it most you mostly see it with females on the backs of the bikes, um who are like, you know, there's different kinds of women that ride bikes, but the ones that are kind of like the pretty prissy, like look at me kind of girls, they're like, they want to make sure that you're looking at them, right? So what do? They show skin. And it's like, okay, but if that bike goes down, um but also that one is that brought me that one I want to bring up the word females, because I know a lot of people hate the term female referencing like women and stuff. I don't. I use that word all the time. I use the word female like a lot. But you know what word does give me the ick? It gives me the same kind of cringy like feel as female does to other people. It's the word mated. You know, when
Oh
you're reading a book
yeah.
and they're like, oh, we're mated. That's my mate. What am I, a pet chinchilla? Excuse me? Mated. What?
See, the only time I think mated can like get away with it is like if you have like wolves.
Yeah, and I don't read that.
Yeah. I know you don't.
I'm not an Omega verse kind of person.
I mean, I'm not saying I am, but I have read it. Oh, I read anything. I don't
So
care
funny.
anymore.
She's my mate. Okay. It feels like just put a collar on me and put me in the corner then. She's my mate.
Oh,
Don't get
well,
any ideas, people.
I mean, Soulmate, though. I mean,
That's different.
I love you so much.
It's literally a different word.
I know. They're just shortening it. That's all.
Ugh, mate. Ugh.
You're so funny. Oh, goodness.
But anywho, yeah. Cover yourself up on a bike. What, you get sunburned, like if your shoulders are out and stuff. I don't know. They also, so like the book starts off with it just being like an MC, romance, whatever. But it also brought a lot of like Dom sub um elements into the mix, especially in the latter half. So I would say definitely make sure that you pay attention to the trigger warnings. But
Yeah.
it really wasn't too bad considering other stuff that we've read. But I mean, I feel like you should always look at the trigger warnings unless you're us.
I
Do
was
you
gonna
read them?
say no. Well,
Neither do I.
okay, but so I should. I really should because I was telling you about that book and I wasn't sure if I could get through the rest of that book because of what I thought was going to happen and then what
Yeah.
ended up did happening. And it was just like that's the one trigger that I fucking have and it was like full-fledged there and I was just like ooh, I should have looked at the warnings.
Yeah. No, I get that.
A lot of times I don't though because it's just like I just I'm trying to not be that person and be worried about things that I know happen or you know what I mean. It's just like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like I'm glad that they're there,
yes.
but I don't read them because I mean people I'm assuming would not read them for different reasons. If you're trying to like kind of, for lack of a better term, kind of like desensitize yourself, like say hypothetically, like I completely shut down when I read a certain thing, or if I experience a certain thing, and I'm trying to get quote unquote better with it, like not panic as much or whatever. Then no, I mean, I guess not even then. I don't know. Whatever. I'm glad that they're there, but I don't read them. Um, but whatever.
Like for certain authors that I know that are like extremely dark, I'll definitely cruise over it real quick.
And maybe we peruse Carrie Lake's trigger warnings a
I
little
do
bit.
not. I do not.
I never did, but I'm telling you, Requiem and whatever those
Oh yeah.
that duet, I that was a lot.
Hey, I've listened to it as well. Uh-huh.
There's
Hmm.
I don't necessarily get that squeamish, but that was a lot. That was a lot.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I was at the end of that book, and I was like, ooh, it was tough. So for like
Mm-hmm.
this book, there was nothing that like triggered me. Um, so I was totally fine with that. Sometimes I like the surprise of it, like, oh hey, you got to deal with this little aspect kind of floating around in your brain for a while.
Surprise.
Like, surprise, surprise confetti.
It's surprise confetti. Yeah. I know I've kind of been all over the place with this review today, because at first I was like, I mean, it's not really my thing. Granted, this book really was not my thing, but I liked it because it was well done. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um and like I would read her books again, and I feel like if you are into books such as, especially if you like motorcycle club books, especially if you like white shoes, I would 100% recommend this book.
Yes, strapping young lads with tattoos and a motorcycle gang and
Did you have a favorite one of them?
ooh, oh, you would ask me that.
Mm-hmm.
So Why choose? No, I'm just kidding.
I hate you.
Okay, so secretly, Derrick was my favorite.
I'm surprised and also very happy.
So listen, he was sensitive, but not like overbearingly sensitive. So Kevin was like really adorable and
I
just
liked Kevin.
sweet. I liked him too. He's my second favorite. But Derrick, though, he was like assertive but caring. And
Yeah.
I don't, the beard though, you know me and
He was
beards.
also the crazier of the bunch.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Touch her and die. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, they
Yeah.
were all kind of toucher and die. Um,
Yeah, but
yeah,
he was the
I
one that
liked
would
Kevin.
actually, yeah. Mm.
Johnny, I would Johnny would be my favorite, except for there's one part that you know of that I can't say
Mm-hmm.
because
Oh
spoilers.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Um, and
That
as
pissed
soon
me
as that
off.
happened, I was done. I was like, you
Uh-huh.
knew.
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't know.
Oh no. I was so
This
fucking done.
it happened the second. This like he didn't even stop and take a breath or like, no. Meh, grr.
Nope. Trust me, I'm right there with you. But at the same time, I could have done without Johnny almost that whole entire time.
Really?
Yeah. There, there was something about him that he just forced his way into the situation. And
Mm-hmm.
I understand, but there's being assertive and then there's being a fucking asshole. And I think he just, in my eyes, he pushed too much towards the asshole side. As
I
much
get
as
it.
he showed he was caring, but nope.
Yeah.
He was my least favorite of all.
Interesting. I
Yeah,
think he
I
was
know.
mine too. And I think specifically because of that one part. Um,
Yeah.
but no, I totally get what you're saying. He was supposed to be like that rough and tumble kind of like, you know, big bad. And it was like, no, you're just
You're
a
a
fucking
dick.
asshole.
Oh, yeah. He really like I love the fact that it was like his dad that became the issue
Mm-hmm.
that he needed help with, and he showed how much he stressed and how much he cared and all that. But it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't enough for me. It just
Yeah.
mm-mm.
Mm-mm. I actually did like Kara as a female main character.
Okay.
Um, I liked the fact that at first she was not afraid to call people on their BS. Like
Mm,
she knew who she was, she knew why she was there, she knew her end goal, and she was like, okay, I'm not gonna let any, I'm like, you're not gonna push me around, you're not gonna sit there and play this. She knew power games, and not everyone knows how to play power games, and she knew how to play them,
right.
and I really liked that. And I also, one thing that I loved actually that was explored throughout this book was it very accurately depicted how you can lose yourself in a relationship. Okay, hear me out. At the beginning of the book, she is this high powered, like she only cried in stairwells when no one could see her and like all of this stuff, which I mean, it gets exhausting, right? Like, I'm not advocating for that. Or maybe
Mm-hmm.
I am if that's what you're into. I don't care. But like, she always made sure she was on top of everything and she always made sure everything was good and she was sure of herself and she was confident. And then we watch her devolve into, not, again, devolve is not necessarily the right word because some people would say it's a good thing, some people would say it's a bad thing, but her personality goes from being that high powered person to literally freaking out because someone isn't texting her back. Is he mad at me? What did I do? How can I fix it? What's going on? And it was so, because of the fact that I've been there before, it was so like gut punching because it was so well done. Like she is the epitome of it could never happen to me, and then you know.
I do agree with that, with your assessment of her, because she did go from bad bitch to like whiny bitch.
Hmm.
Um, but I can also say, yeah, it's sometimes tough to teeter the line between allowing yourself to be in that relationship and still remain independent, because of the fact that when you're in a relationship, you try to relinquish some of that independence and give that person like some sort of like, yeah, you need them or you want them in your life type of situation. But sometimes you just relinquish a little too much of that independence. It's such sometimes it's such a hard line to teeter because you don't want to give up any of your independence, but at the same time you don't want to become that person that's like, why aren't you texting me? You didn't see me today. Like, why do you hate me? And
Hmm.
okay, and listen, I'm not one of those chicks that's going to sit there and be like, if I was a worm, would you still love me? I hate that. I
Well,
see
no, but I
me.
mean, you very much are the kind of person who is he mad at me? What did I do? How can I fix this? I can't wait until he talks to me again.
You're absolutely right. I typically am that person. Like I freak out, especially like dipshit. Um, I was really like, okay, I haven't heard from him. He's got to be mad at me. What did I do? Blah 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 blah.
Hmm.
At this moment, I don't feel like that. I like,
No, but you were like, I actually
yes,
kind of, you're the perfect person because beforehand, before him, you never would have put up with that. And
no.
then after him, you know,
Oh yeah, he fucked with my brain. And it like you get into this mindset that you absolutely need to be submissive and you need to let this person completely control everything. And it's just like, ugh, no, nope, nope. I do what I want, when I want, how I want.
yeah. I feel like that's why I would never, I mean, I have a hard time with the concept of having another person anyway, because the level of trust that you need, even to be in a normal relationship, let
Yeah.
alone relationships like this book, but even a normal relationship, the amount of trust you need to be able to have in another human being
Hmm.
is like, yeah. It's not conceivable for me.
Well, and that's one of the things that I love that she actually kind of like put into this, is because of the fact that she has a part where she says that she trusted you to go under and then fell asleep, and it she there she's talking about subdrop and what was it
Subspace.
yeah, subspace and subdrop. So
Hmm.
basically she relinquished all control to Johnny and just fully submitted to him, and she felt safe, she trusted him. And that is such a fucking hard thing to do, especially after you've been fucked over by people that you've done that for and they've abused it. And it's so
Mm.
hard to get back to that. And I think that because we gave that submissiveness to other people, we're just never gonna be the same. We're not gonna let that happen.
No, literally the thought the even the thought of that puts me into such fight or flight. It puts my flight reflexes on edge.
I can believe it and understand it. It's so tough. Even just the little bit that I've kind of like backed down from being as independent, like, oh, can you help me hold this or can you pick this up for me? Like that shit is so tough because you know me. I'm like, I'm gonna carry these 2 cases of beer out by myself. You need
Hmm.
10 cases, I got this. Like, me relinquishing even just a little bit of that is just, I don't know how this chick did it. I don't know how she could relinquish herself completely to three men, not even just one. Nope.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of people who do it in
Yeah.
the everyday. And I
And
mean,
good
kudos
on
to them if
them.
they find
Yeah.
someone who they can trust, you know?
Or someone's.
Yeah.
Just throw that out there. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, this one brought up a lot of things. It brought up a lot of things for me for sure.
Yeah, it definitely hit a couple of nails.
I think
Hmm.
maybe that's why I kind of like had an aversion to it because it really was written well and it really was it was captivating and it did keep you locked in. But I think maybe it's the things that were brought up for me that kind of um yeah made me kind of not love it. Or
Mm,
it's you know what I
yeah.
mean.
Yes, I do.
I've had some time to think about it, to really consider, and I do think that I was unfair to this book in the
Okay.
beginning, you know, because like I said, it was not bad, and her writing was great, and it does everything you want it to do. So yeah, I don't hate it.
Well, I never thought you hated it. And I don't think anybody that listens to this would think that you hated it. It just wasn't your thing.
It
And
just
that's
wasn't my
okay.
vibe.
Yeah, that's okay.
Did you have a favorite quote?
Did I have a favorite quote? Yes. My favorite quote was, she had a feeling she was on the edge of a precipice, choosing whether to take that jump and fall and change everything or to back away and stay safe. Yeah.
Dang.
Mm,
Weirdly prophetic.
yeah, whatever. Yeah, that was my favorite though. How about
Nice.
how about you?
Mine was maybe he needed to stop imagining what he thought she was like and actually go find out what she was really like.
Ooh, yes, I remember that.
Mhm.
I read it and I was like, ooh, yeah. Fuck you, Johnny.
It
Because I know that was Johnny.
was Johnny. Yeah.
Bastard. Trying to make assumptions.
Imagine that.
Mm.
I feel like I mean, everyone does that. Like you fall in love with the idea of what you think someone is or who you think they should be or who, instead of, and then when you get smacked in the face with who they really are, then it's like, oh, oh, well, that's different.
Yeah, I would not know what that's like at all. Oh, gosh, sneeze. Yeah, no, it's really it's really tough to always want to see the best in people and realizing that not everybody always is the best that they could be. And I feel like most of the times we try to keep that nice clean image of people in our brains so we don't get the disappointment, but yet we end up disappointing ourselves by holding them so highly.
Hmm.
And it's every time too. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to see people for like the person that they actually are. Like, imagine falling in love with a bookworm and wanting her to go hiking every day. Don't get me wrong, sure there are bookworms who like to hike, but like, you
hi.
know, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I think I love so much about, and I hate to, I'm sorry, author. Uh, but Gothicana, they didn't see like the nice shiny versions of themselves, like or of each other. They saw like the nitty-gritty, not so great sides of each other first. And I
Hmm.
think that was like really essential for their story.
Hmm.
And I
Well, and I like the way that this author called it out too.
Oh
She
yeah,
was
for
like, hold
sure.
on.
Yeah. I want to bring up her
Okay.
father.
Oh, her father?
I really disliked him, and he was only briefly in the book. I mean, he got what, 10 pages, if that. And
Something.
I was literally just so upset. I don't think I've hated a character that's been so brief in a book in my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was all I had to say on him.
That was all I had to say about that.
Well, I can't go into details because of spoilers, and it's just like
Spoilers.
I really needed to everybody to know that I hated him so much.
Were there any points in the book where you were like surprised or like taken off guard?
Um, the bar scene, the first bar scene where she was meeting the three of them,
Mm-hmm.
that that threw me for a loop. Uh,
Really?
well, when they came back to the table, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but other than that, the fat I think the next bar scene, it was their biker bar, and he- Johnny actually did the right thing, and like that was like one of the brief moments that I actually liked Johnny. So it took me by surprise.
It just took you by surprise because you liked him.
Yeah.
With me, there was a relationship that was mentioned. In and relationship in terms of people who were related, and I wasn't expecting that. And when it happened, I was like, oh,
Okay, yeah. See, I don't think that took me as much by surprise because of the fact that I was kind of expecting some sort of bullshit to happen. I honestly I thought it was going to be a little bit different, but I
uh-huh,
knew it was going to be something along that line.
yeah,
It's so hard to talk about it when I want to fucking say certain things, but I don't want to give any of the information because it's it's a short book, so it's not like a 400-page book where I can give you some details and you'll miss the other ones. No, this is like a 240-page book where if I say the wrong thing, you're going to know exactly what I'm saying and what
yeah.
it will give everything away. And I know I will not do that. Trying so hard.
I know. The good thing about this book is it is one of a series, and I think that people will be happy to read the rest of the series as well.
Oh yeah. I can't wait. The second book in the series just came out in January of this year, so I'm like really excited to actually get to read that.
All right. So, Courting the Consequences was written by M.E. Thornwood. It is the first of the Ravager Knights series. Book number two is this is Courting the Consequences. Book number two is called Embracing the Consequences. If you would like to find the author on Instagram and Threads, the handle is m.e.thornwood. And then you can go on Amazon and purchase her books. It is on Kindle Unlimited. Um, yeah, they're short books, but they're good. She packs a lot into them for sure.
Oh, so there's three.
Yeah,
Ooh.
tis a trilogy.
Is the third one out?
I don't know. Courting the consequence, reconciling the consequence, embracing the consequence. Oh, I lied. Embracing the consequences is book three. Book two is reconciling. Book three is out. They're all out.
Giggity.
Giggity.
So next week we have The Serpent and the Wings of Night, which is book one of the Nightborn duet. Oh yeah, by Carissa Broadbent.
Yay. All right, everyone. Well, thank you again for listening to Devilish Bookworms. And if you would like to follow us on Instagram and Threads, it's at Devilish Bookworms. We're at Devilish Bookworms on Facebook and TikTok and literally all the stuff. So just go ahead and search for us. We will see you all next Tuesday with another episode.
Cunt. Yes, we will. Bye.
Bye.